Hey, Internet. Eric here. Interesting one to discuss today. Um, I first heard, well, you know what? Let's just get to it and then I'll get to the backstory. Most of you have probably never heard of this film other than myself and the guy who requested it, or not really requested, but recommended it. Let's get to it. Came out in 2004. Today I am discussing Skinned Deep. Now, if you're new to my channel, welcome. I discuss plot, spoilers, specific scenes, what have you. Came out 2004. Let's get to a backstory first. I only knew of this movie through Fangoria and like around the time this movie came out because I always remembered this guy here. He is known as the Surgeon General. Let's see here if we can focus. Yeah, he is known as the Surgeon General. Okay, and I'd seen ads in Fangoria. I knew Warwick Davis was in it, so it was one of those movies that I knew of but never got to because I never saw it at the video store. Forgot about it for decades. And then my friend Alan, who I've mentioned on this channel before. I've known Alan for, God, over 20 years. One of my first videos ever was an unboxing from stuff he sent me. I do recommend seeing that. Just go to like the You've Got Mail playlist. He sent me a lot of interesting stuff. See if I can see one of the things up here. Yeah, a luchador bottle opener for my beers. I just use it for like decoration, have them sitting around on my bookshelf and stuff. But me and Alan have been best buds for, like I said, over 20 years. And he told me about this film. He had just watched it. And I put it in my 2BQ, and I finally pulled the trigger. And I wish that gun was put next to my head. Basic plot of this is families on the road. They run over a thing of spikes put in the road that they can't see by a bunch of crazy people. They go to a gas station looking for help. The lady says that she can help them. Come to my house. They're attacked by the family. Sound fucking familiar? Okay. Fuck. Where do I start? The acting, atrocious. Atrocious acting. Awful. Like, really, really bad. Like, not trauma where, like, Lloyd Kaufman wants you to act like a fucking idiot. This is just awful. Um, the father of the group, he's bad. The mother of the group is really bad. There's a scene where they're all at the dinner table. Like, they've already walked through the family's house. You know what I mean? And, of course, it's empty. They're following this grandma lady who they met at the gas station, and they find this, like, there's this room with a Super Nintendo that's plugged into a TV, but there's no wires and bulbs on the other side. It's like full of baby dolls and stupid shit. You have this Texas Chainsaw Massacre, House of a Thousand Corpses vibe, which is obviously where this shit's ripped off from. And they just happen to, let's sit down and have dinner with this family. They see the Surgeon General. They see Plate, played by Warwick Davis. Um, the wife is looking out over at the Surgeon General. She's like twirling her hair and acknowledging him and waving at him. Really fucking bad. She's god awful. The two kids suck. The young brother, he's thankfully taken out really early. And then this actress, I think her name, she plays Tina. She's the best of the bunch, but that's not saying much. The other characters, Granny fucking sucks. She is awful. She is so wooden and talks like this. Oh, come to my house. We can help you. Like, I don't know if she's reading off cue cards. I don't know if she's being fed lines by the director, but awful. Um, the Surgeon General doesn't say anything. He's intimidating. He looks fucking cool. Like I said, he looks like he's got a burnt face. Like, this is they have to have been inspired by House of a Thousand Corpses because he looks just like is his name the Professor? I think the guy that's chasing the chick at the very end, the one that burned Tiny. He's got that burnt face. He's got the goggles. He's got this really cool trap jaw mouth. He's very, very tall. He's got this black coat, thick work boots. He likes to have this little it's like a blade. It goes around his hand so he can like stab you in the gut, like in the chest, and then twist it. But he's also got this curved blade. He's cool. But the acting's fine because it's just him trying to be menacing. Warwick Davis is great. Warwick Davis is fucking psychotic. He's just all in white. And he's got like white powder on his face. He's got some red eyeliner around his eyes, red lips. Um, And he's called Plates because his gimmick is he throws fucking plates at people, like dinner plates. He's great because he's so over the top, so crazy, so like this is Leprechaun on crack. Love him. Then you have the Brain character. And the Brain character is, as you guessed it, he's a guy, he's dressed in nothing but overalls, like nothing underneath. He walks in, and when we first meet him, he's got this big fucking like lump on his head. You know what I mean? And it's huge. It looks like a fucking, oh god, I couldn't tell you how. I'm picturing his head like a hot air balloon. Okay, and it's covered up with like a mask. Well, not like a mask, but like a sack, and tied up. And when he takes it off, it's supposed to be a brain. I think it looks like he has a shriveled up testicle on his head, and he's the, I guess you would say, the sensitive one of the family. He falls in love with Tina, and it's just awful. This guy can't act. I don't know who the casting director of this film is, but other than Warwick and the Surgeon General, because he doesn't fucking talk, they should be fired because everyone in this movie is awful. Um, the Gore. Gore's pretty good for a budget of $2.50. We have throat slashes, which is good. The mother has a good throat slash. Dad isn't stabbed by the Surgeon General. That looks good. In a really dumb fucking scene, Tina and her younger brother are running through the woods. Surgeon General's chasing them, and they turn around. Surgeon General takes his little hand blade, swipes once towards the kid. The kid is literally like Kung Lao, sliced down the middle and folded in half. It looks great, but what's really fucking stupid is the kid says, "Ha ha, you missed," and then you have the blood trickle down, and then he splits in half. It's dumb because you don't even feel that coming. You don't even feel the fact that you're literally cut in half. Stupid. Sorry about that. Sneezing attack. 'Tis the fucking season. But the effect looked great. We have, speaking of bad acting, eventually Tina gets out. Like, first off, she's kidnapped and she's thrown in this room that's covered by nothing. That's covered in nothing but newspapers. The chairs are covered in newspapers. The walls covered in newspapers. The boarded up window, including the wooden boards, is covered up in newspaper. Never explained. Fucking stupid. Brain walks in. He says, "Oh, I brought you some lunch and some money." So he's got some soup and $100 bills because she looks inside. There's a finger. Inside the soup. She freaks out. She eventually escapes and she meets a bunch of bikers. And I don't know what their name is. It's something fucking stupid, but it's something like old timers. I don't know. The Ancient Ones. They're called the Ancient Ones. The reason why they're called the Ancient Ones is because they're so fucking old. And I'm talking about late 60s, 70s old. That's probably on par with the bad acting of the grandma. They have dumb fucking names, but the only one I could really remember is the oldest man called Shakes. Smart, huh? Um, she ends up getting recaptured. They don't try to save her until one of their own is killed because they find his colors. His I don't know if they're called colors or skins. I know they're both called the same way when it comes to bikers. But they find one of their members, jacket, whatever you want to say, covered in blood. They go back for revenge. Well, Granny finds them, and she comes outside, and instead of them killing Granny and going inside and killing the rest of them, she comes out and she has like a little jewelry box with a peace sign. She puts the peace signs on three of their heads. One guy pulls it off, and he holds it up, and you realize that it's a bomb. The Surgeon General has a detonator. Blows the guy's hand up, the guy that's holding it. Great effect. Like I said, it's very low budget. For a low budget, it's a great effect. Blown up, blood everywhere. You have another guy, his head's blown up. Looks really good. I don't remember how the third guy is killed. I think his head is blown up too. So that looks great. There is a scene where Plates comes out, and he fights Shakes, Plates and Shakes. They end up fighting in a field of cacti. And I'll say this, Warwick Davis is a fucking, he is amazing with his accuracy with these plates. He's literally whipping plates at these people. The Shakes has him cornered. No plates in his backpack, so he's pulling plates out of the ground. Because why the fuck not? Throwing them at the old dude. The old dude eventually, and trust me, this is toothless, shirtless, skin and bones old man running and chasing plates, beats the shit out of him, rips his head off, and then like puts his head over his mouth, starts drinking his blood, and then drop kicks his head like a soccer ball. Um, it does end up landing on the windshield of people driving. That is kind of funny. Um, this movie is just so fucking. It's like an hour and 36 minutes, and it's really long and boring. 1 second, please. Good lord. All right, sorry about that. Like I said, fucking allergies. One good thing about this movie, I will say, because I got to get to some more shit. There is one really good scene. Um, Tina is captured, right? And she's put in a wedding dress. And Warwick Davis, is talking about how pretty she looks, and they force lipstick on her. They gag her and they tie her up, and they literally put her on the front of the truck like a hood ornament. And they're driving up and down the highway looking for more victims. And this made me feel like, oh god, it was like Mad Max, because they find some bumpkins in a pickup truck, they chase them, and you have, I don't know who's driving, I don't remember, but in the back of the killer's truck you have Plates, who is whipping these plates. Like, he's hitting, like Warwick Davis, like I said, he is an ace when it comes to his aim. He's hitting the actors in the back of this pickup truck bed in the face with these plates, and it looks great. You have the Surgeon General. He's got a what do you call it? He's got a chain with a hook on it. He's swinging it around, throws it on the pickup truck so he can jump over. And they're killing everybody left and right. This is an awesome scene. Too bad it's not like until like 52 minutes into this movie. The beginning of the movie is great, like right out of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. They do another thing where they chase a guy off the road and kill him. That was cool. Great way to start the movie. This scene here, really, really cool. And the rest of the movie is fucking garbage. Just go on YouTube and find this scene. The rest of the movie. There is a scene where Brain, and my name is Brian, not Brain. He wants to tell Tina like he's fucking 11. He takes her out on a fucking picnic. In public, where people are. Now, granted, they don't interact with the other people, but you see them in the distance. Don't you think if they looked and saw some chick having a picnic with a dude with a big fucking testicle head, that they'd be yelling and screaming? Don't you think that Brain would want to hide from society? Because he talks about how he wishes he could be like everyone else. I wish that I could just disappear in a group of people and no one would notice me because he looks so fucking weird. So we cut to his daydream of him being part of society, being part of that big group and no one noticing him. And it's Brain literally running up and down. It looks like Times Square. It's not, but you know what I mean? Whatever busy city he's in. He's in a group of people and he's literally running down the fucking street, butt-ass naked, dick flopping up and down, because... And you get full-on frontal, full-on back nudity, from behind. It's like a 10-second long scene, and then it goes nowhere. Then it's back to Brain, fucking making goo-goo eyes at her, at their picnic. It gets even worse. So after the scene with the country bumpkins, one of them survived. They tried to make Tina one of them. So the Surgeon General and Plates try to turn her into a killer. She helps like suffocate a guy, like waterboarding, but with dirt. She puts dirt in the survivor's mouth, and Brain has a problem with it. He's the one with the heart, obviously. So he comes to talk to her, and they're back in the newspaper room, and she's making these eyes like this. Like she's fucking crazy. And he's talking to her, and she's telling him, I think she loves him or something, like I lost interest. And she reaches behind his head, and she pulls him to the testicle head, the brain, whatever, rips it open. Nice effect. His head like chunks of his head is pulled off. His head just kind of deflates. He falls on the ground. He's dying. Green goo coming out of his brain sac. And then little building blocks come out of his brain sac, like little miniature building blocks. You know the building blocks we all had as a kid that had the letters on them and spells love. So Tina puts her foot down on it, twists her foot, lifts it up, and it says hate. Eventually she escapes. She falls in the basement somehow, and she sees the creator. Now the creator is obviously the guy that created everybody here. They're all, Like I guess they're all robots because there's a scene where Surgeon General is chasing somebody. We could see Terminator vision. We've all seen that before. You know, when the T-800's chasing Kyle Reese and Sarah down the alley. The creator is some headless muscle man talking to her, and she sees all the other experiments. Let's see. What did I say? Plates has been killed. Brain has been killed. She kills Granny. She pulls like some tube out of her neck, and her face melts. Um, and the creator yells at her, and he does something to his chest, cuts it open, and it opens up, and there's this like guy with a squid face. So I don't know if it's like it looks like Quado from Total Recall fucked an octopus. It jumps out at her. She wrestles with it, kills it somehow. Don't fucking remember. Surgeon General gets involved. She electrocutes him, and then she escapes. She finds one of the motorcycles from the ancient ones, and she runs over to Surgeon General. And like she literally flattens him. I don't know how the house explodes. Oh, she finds dynamite. That's right, and she plants it because she knows how to fucking do the timer and all that shit. So that blows up, and she drives to the police station where you have this dipshit receptionist, and then you have the police chief who is definitely dumber than shit. And because literally when she walks in the room, he's just hanging the phone by the cord upside down, just spinning it, looking at it. You put two and two together, they're part of the family. He gets his crazy bug eyes, and she literally screams until the end of the movie. And then she screams during the entire 3.5 minutes of the credits. I'm serious. 3.5 minutes of credits, and it's literally nothing but her going, no, 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 at the top of her lungs for 3.5 minutes. And that's how I felt watching Skin Deep. A very interesting beginning. It's like when you read a book and the book hooks you. That scene where they kill the one guy, really, really cool. And then it's fucking boring. And then it's atrocious acting. Great gore. Then it's more boring. Then you have naked brain dude running around down the street. And then it's more boring stuff. And then it's a lot of what the fuck moments. It's a lot of stupid shit. You have one good scene in the beginning, and then like I said, you have where they're attacking the bumpkins in the pickup truck. Two good scenes out of a very long hour and 36 minutes. Alan, I love you like a brother. I love you so much. I know you like a lot of stupid shit. So do I. But fuck this movie. This is awful. This is my buddy Alan is on Twitter or X or whatever it's called. AJ the Butcher. He's always posting about different horror movies he's watching. It gives me a lot of inspiration for stuff I don't want to watch. This is definitely one of them. Awful, awful film. But God bless you. Love you, dude. Hope you're doing okay. But fuck this movie. If Patrick is watching this, he's probably going to ask, is it worse than Corn Sharks? Corn Sharks is Sharks of the Corn, one of the worst films I've ever watched and discussed on this channel. Well, Patrick, is it as bad as Corn Sharks? No, because Corn Sharks had no redeemable qualities. This at least had that really cool scene when they're chasing the bumpkins. But then again, it's like, it doesn't matter what type of piece of, dog shit you step in, you're still stepping in dog shit. Fuck this movie. Regret it. All right. Thank you for watching. God bless you. Like and subscribe. Click the bell. Comment below. Have you seen this? Is it as bad as I say? Is it worse? Do you fucking love it? Alan, I want to see your comments underneath. Jesus Christ. Okay. For October, I've said it before. Thank you to everyone who watched the interview with the hardcore juggalo Brian White. I appreciate everyone that's getting great views. It was a great time. Also, plans for October. Sorry about that. Someone had to use the bathroom. I think this is God's way of telling me I've talked way too long about this movie. And I have. But again, thank you to everyone who watched the interview with Deathmatch Juggler Brian White. I have 2 interviews scheduled for this month. Dr. Redacted and Calvin Coco. And then Shocktober, 13 Days of Halloween. I think I said 8 Halloween videos to make. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2. What else? Train to Busan, Zombie, and a couple other fucking movies. I don't remember. Anyways, I'm drained after watching this garbage. Cheers.